Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome to Stargate Timekeepers. Straight off the bat, gotta say thank you to Slytherin Games for the press release copy of this. I've thoroughly enjoyed it and I got to see it a little bit before general release. All that being said, I'm going to see if I can be objective with this game. So strap yourselves in, Stargate fans, because we're going to embark on a hyperspace journey through the thrilling corridors of Stargate Timekeepers, the latest PC game to grace our screens from Slytherin Games. And it's a great license, I think. A really good license. It's been developed by Creative Forge Games and published by Calypso Media. Timekeepers throws you and your group of little protagonists, because let's face it, Stargate is not about armies, it's about scrappy little teams, into the Stargate universe, where the fate of the galaxy, doesn't it always hinges on your ability to be stealthy. Now, before we get into things and jump through the gate ourselves, let's address the big elephant in the room. Does Stargate Timekeepers keep in tune with the legacy and the ethos of Stargate and Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis and possibly even Universe? Yes, in this game you control a scrappy little team like I've mentioned, usually no more than 3 characters out of a selection you can make at the beginning of each mission. And I've got to say, yes it does. Or if you're going to say this in the sound of Teal'c, indeed. So, while some reviews have been nitpicking on some of the technical hiccups, some of the narrative pacing, some of the fact that there's no base building, there's no open combat, this is a stealth game. The overall consensus basically is that this is a hard game, and there's a dynamic inside this game where you've got a quick save and a quick load, and that should tell you that, hey, we know you're going to make mistakes, and that's fine. So we're giving you the options where you can save after you've done a cunning maneuver, a little bit of stealth, and you can quick load if everything goes horribly wrong. The game was released initially as a 1-mission beta back in October of 2023. A lot of people played it as well. It was great. It was a completely different game than what I played before, or at least played for a while, and I'd played the Solid Snake games on the old PlayStation. And if I was going to make a comparison of what I think that is, then that's what I would say it would be. Very akin to Solid Snake. Several reviews have been in the media. For example, IGN, for example, who praised the game's authentic atmosphere, noting the meticulous attention to detail in the environments and the character models, and even the weapon sounds. That Zat sounds like a Zat. The P90 sounds like a P90. Even the rings that can bring in Jafar reinforcements have that quintessential Stargate sound. Even reviews from Eurogamer even echo the same sentiment, applauding the faithful recreation of the show's tone and in some cases humour and a little bit of banter that goes on between the particular SG team. But here's the thing, Stargate Timekeepers is a great nostalgia trip, but it's a little bit more than that, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it leverages the series' core concept, whereas each mission seems like a new narrative. There's an ongoing narrative, but each mission stands alone, if that makes any sense. This game is set in the time period just after the Battle of Antarctica of Stargate SG-1, so Season 7. And the initial point where our 2 protagonists crash land in the snowy Antarctica wasteland sort of like sets the scene. The thing is with Stargate as well, there seems to be an awful lot of bushes, an awful lot of trees, an awful lot of, you know, let's face it, Canadian scenery, alright? But this game does mix it up. You've got a snowy scape, you've got a rocky scape, you've got a jungle scape, you've got an Aztec area, you've even got the point where you can go in and infiltrate a Goa'uld mothership. PC Gamer also beautifully summarises the gameplay loop by saying Stargate Timekeepers is a delicious blend of tactical squad-based combat, environmental puzzles with a temporal twist, and an exploration of beautifully realised Stargate locations. A lot of the reviews are constantly commenting on the satisfying gunplay with each weapon that feels distinctive and impactful. I don't know about that. I didn't use the guns very often. I think I used the P90 about 4 times in my entire playthrough of the initial 7 episodes. More akin, I used the knockout ability and the Jafar staff to knock people out, and a silent method. And it was this sort of game of mechanics that I think needed a bit of variation. Each one of your characters does have a whole plethora of different skill sets. You have a sniper who can fire darts that blind enemy. He can also shoot people, but obviously by shooting people with traditional bullets and rounds, that causes an awful lot of sound. Not really what you want when you're doing a stealth game. He has the ability as well to camouflage himself, whistle to attract his enemies. The infiltrator can use holographic technology to take the image of an armoured Gawawuld, or Jafar. A Jafar with a helmet on, basically. And that then brings in a level. Jafar of the same level will spot you a mile off. Jafar of a lower level won't bat an eyelid, and you can walk on past, even to the point where you can take them out. Super stealth. Once again, I'm going to reiterate that if players are looking for a game, for a Stargate combat game, this is not it. This is a Stargate scrappy team up against insurmountable odds, using stealth and cunning to get them through. It really is a bit of a love letter to the whole Stargate franchise. And whereas Slitherine Games have released the first 7 episodes and then having a mid-season break, a little bit akin to what you get on television programs these days, the next 7 episodes, or missions as you were, will follow towards the end of April, providing there are no hiccups. The release was originally slated for around about the 13th to 16th of December 2023, but there were some hiccups, and fair dues to all the people at Slitherine. They noticed this through their testing and they pulled the release of the game until these problems could be remediated, and they should be also applauded for that. So whether you're a seasoned Stargate veteran or a curious newcomer, I believe that Stargate Timekeepers offers you decent value for money. 7 episodes initially, and for no extra charge, and I have it on good authority from Slitherine, you will get the remaining 7 missions of Season 1 when they release at the end of April, for no extra charge. It's a great addition to the Stargate franchise, offers a nice blend of tactical and temporal puzzles, and an engaging story that does keep in tune with the show's legacy, whilst also forging its own path. Those expecting to see Daniel Jackson, Jack O'Neill, Sam Carter and Teal'c, however, will be disappointed, as we have our own characters. Stargate Timekeepers will be a must-play for any Stargate fan. You're not going to be able to dial a gate so far in the first 7 episodes that I've seen, and you've got to have an awful lot of patience, simply because this is about stealth, this is about patterns, this is about crouching as opposed to hand-to-hand combat or weapon combat. There's no base building like I mentioned, it's all about sneaking around. If you're happy with that, then grab your P90 and your Jafar staff, strap your Zat to your belt and step through the gate and have a go at Stargate Timekeepers. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you've actually played the demo of Stargate Timekeepers and it's a game for you, or in fact, is it not a game for you and you were hoping for something a little bit more tactile in regards to combat. I've been Ricardo, thanks very much for watching, check out the playthroughs of Stargate Timekeepers on the channel, and I'll see you soon.